Once upon a time there were 3 fairies who lived in an enchanted garden of care, where they used their magic to make the garden a safe and wholesome place for everyone who lived there. Fairy Cathy used her arts to charm a beach full of crabs to become thoughtful and proactive gardeners. Fairy Patty used her power to build a bridge of comfort over a deep and scary chasm of moral distress. Fairy Bev strengthened young plants so they would thrive in the garden and brought a rejuvenating rain whenever it was needed most. Everywhere they went, blossoms burst forth, and the enchanted garden was lush and green. One day they found a curious object. It was a seed, so large it was too big to lift, even when they all tried together. "Where can we plant it?" asked Fairy Bev. "Does it need sunlight or shade?" asked Fairy Cathy. "Why are we standing around asking questions?" asked Fairy Patty. "The seed will show us where it needs to go." So they all waved their wands, and the seed lifted up off the ground and began to float through the air. The fairies gathered their gardening arts and charms and followed behind. First, the seed hovered over the orchard of deep thought. "Oh, no, seed, not yet," said Fairy Cathy. "You might do very well there, and it is a productive place, but it is full of stones that need to be broken down. Let's find you some richer soil to get started in." Then the seed hovered over the canyon of unmarked papers. "Oh, no, seed, not there," said Fairy Bev. "You will surely be overwhelmed. We have strong TA saplings ready to be planted there." So the seed floated on. Next the seed found Journal Grove, where tall trees reached up and up into the sky, and fragrant roses twined at their base. "Oh, no, seed, not yet," said Fairy Patty. "It's full of rejection thorns and resubmission roots that might trip you up. Let's wait until we see what fruit you bear." Then the seed came to the pool of policies, where a misty waterfall drenched the flowering plants along the edge of a deep pool. "Oh, no, seed, not yet," said all the fairies. "This is an excellent source to drink from, and to flavor with nectars of your own creation. But you are so young, we're afraid you might drown in it." Then the seed came to a deep trench that could only be crossed over by a fallen log. On one side of the log was all the things fairies like to do when they aren't gardening. On the other side was the joy of fruitful work and several projects that still weren't quite finished. The seed crossed the log easily, without wavering, but the fairies were a little worried. Would they be able to keep their balance as they crossed over the log? Silly fairies, they can fly! Over the log they went, rushing to catch up to the seed. It was hovering over a mound of fresh soil on the corner of Westbrook Mall and University Boulevard. "Yes," said the fairies all at once, "that's the perfect place for you." While the seed danced around in the air excitedly, the fairies got to work. Fairy Patty dug the hole. Fairy Cathy coaxed the seed in and covered it tenderly, and Fairy Bev dropped a gentle rain on the sprout that immediately pushed out of the soil. Up and outward the plant grew, while the fairies watched in awe. They knew they had special powers, but they had never seen anything like this. Clearly a lot of others had nurtured this seed as well. So many branches, so many blossoms, so much fruit. In the center of the plant a bud grew and grew. It became round and full and burst open. Inside, a garden party was in full celebration, attended by all the friends and colleagues of the 3 fairies. "Hooray!" everyone shouted, waving the fairies over to join them. The fairies cheered with delight and rushed to enhance the festivities. The whole of the Garden of Care smiled as only an enchanted garden can smile, and settled back down to the joyful work of bearing more flowers and fruit.